Excuse me, could you point me in the direction of ScreamCity? Never mind, I think I found it.
Hello, horror freaks. Welcome back to Scream City. I'm your host, Monica.
And I'm Jess, and today we will be discussing the 2007 movie 30 Days of Night.
Check on Gus. Bar the windows. Try to hide. They're coming.
Is that like their little Alaskan accent?
Okay, the whole movie, I was like, is that the Alaskan accent? Because I fear I've never heard.
I don't think I've ever heard.
I mean, I have met an Alaskan person.
No, I have not.
But I don't think they had
An accent.
that accent.
Yeah, because I've seen that people who are like born and bred in Alaska have like this accent that they've developed from living up there. So I don't really know, but I was very intrigued by the way. I to this day, listening to that audio right now, no idea what he just said in the beginning.
Something about Jack and
something about Jack.
Some.
Jack Toggle.
I know Josh is from Minnesota.
Fine as hell.
Number one.
Number two.
Number one. Fine as hell.
Number two.
He's from Minnesota, which is the South.
Minnesota.
South.
He's from Minnesota.
North.
Minnesota.
Midwest? I don't
Midwest.
know. Midwest.
I think it's Midwest.
Oh my God.
Interesting.
Yeah. So,
We're horror people, not geographic people.
I
Let's
don't
get
know.
that
My
right.
left to right.
All right.
yeah.
Well, before we dive more into the movie, let's go ahead and get some real life jump scares out of the way. Jessica, have you seen anything recently that you'd like to share with us, or do you have any real life jump scares?
I have a lot of real life jump scares.
Interesting.
Recently, I mean, besides this one, I started Red One with my mom.
Yes.
We were both like intrigued. We were like 15 minutes in, but when I tell you we were eepy. We were eepy. We both had a long day that day.
Not the EP.
And we called it quits. We haven't finished it since then. That was literally like Saturday night, I think.
What you have seen was good.
I listen. Like something really bad has to happen for me to really, really, really hate a movie.
Interesting.
So far, what I've seen, I don't hate. Like maybe there's something that I'm like, could have done better without that, whatever.
Right.
But I mean, we're having fun.
Okay.
Yeah, that's movie and stuff wise, but life wise. Here comes the bride, all dressed in white.
First of all, she brought this into my car and said, "We're going to be filming and recording like with the camera, right?" And I saw this and I said, "Absolutely not. You were not about to make this about you."
Absolutely. Everything's about me. Especially this week.
But it's a great achievement.
It is. I graduated yesterday from, I can finally say, I mean, I'm sure I accidentally wore shirts here and there, but I graduated from, I don't even want to say it anymore, UTD. So.
Yay. Snaps.
Yes.
Love. That's a bit of a jump scare.
The horrors are long gone. Just kidding. No, there are more to come, unfortunately.
More to come.
But the 15 to 20 page essay that I had to write, which I only ended up doing 13 and a half pages.
Ooh.
And I submitted it 3 minutes late.
Oh.
Got a great grade.
Oh, so I love. Okay, good.
That's all that matters.
That's all that matters.
But yeah.
Okay.
What about you?
Congratulations.
Thank you.
I feel like I've watched a few movies. I watched... I want to call it The Substance, but I unfortunately have not watched that yet. I watched... Can you shake your eyes any louder? Okay. I forgot what it's called. It's the one where Megan Fox plays a robot. She plays an IA robot. No, it's not Substance. It's Subservience or something like that. It was okay. Loved the scenes where I got to see her half naked. She's amazing. She's very pretty. I have also been seeing the behind the scenes and how her and what's his face are a little, they get a little close. And I said, Thank God. Because Machine Gun Kelly gotta go. Gotta go. That one was a good movie. It was okay. I didn't hate it, but I didn't like love it, you know? It was a good little moment. I rewatched Heretic because I bought it because it's now on streaming services, and I bought it and I rewatched it and I loved every minute of it again. I watched it with Mateo and he's like, yeah, he said he really liked it. And then I asked him, he's like, oh, she made it out. And I was like, did she? He's like, well, now I don't know. And he was like, I don't know if I like movies that leave it up to like your interpretation. He's like, because to me it feels like lazy writing, like you just didn't want to write an ending. And I'm like, I think of it as the opposite. Like I'm like, I like whenever they kind of give you the sense of not confusion, but the sense of like up in the air, like what do you think happened? So I rewatched Heretic and it was just as good as the first time I watched it. And I watched that one. I don't know what else I've watched. I feel like it's all been a mixture of different things. Jump scares. I mean, we're getting closer to Christmas. That's crazy. That's it. What are you doing? That's so
Nothing.
Interesting over there.
Nothing.
I'm going to zoom in on you the whole time that I'm talking to show that you're not even paying attention.
No, I am paying attention.
You're not. Because what's so funny? What's so funny about me saying that I didn't have a jump scare today?
It's funny because you should be grateful that you didn't have a jump scare.
And you think that's funny?
Yeah.
Because you think I should?
No.
Interesting. Anyway, I saw a meme today that I sent Jessica and she disliked it, but it was like, send this to the person you would shit on if you were a bird. And I sent it to Jessica.
And I disliked it. I put a thumbs down emoji.
Because if I was a bird, I'd shit on her.
But you know what? Apparently it's good luck.
Okay. To get shat on.
Yeah.
Interesting. Anyway, but that's pretty much all I have.
That's great.
And obviously this movie.
Right.
Which was so good. Spoiler. I liked it.
Right.
I loved it.
Well, finally
Come on.
getting... Huh?
Come on.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Finally getting into this movie. If you haven't had the chance to watch this movie, you've had a couple years. Can't do math.
A little bit more than couple.
Right. You've had...
Almost 10 years.
Almost 10, yeah. Damn. Wait.
20 years.
Wait.
I don't know math.
Bro, I'm saying.
We're horrorphobics. What, is that a word?
What? Horrorphobics?
Horrorphobics.
Scared of horror?
No. Because what do you call...
Mathphobic?
No. Oh, I'm definitely mathphobic. I'm scared of...
Anyway, it came out in 2007. Okay, so you've had a long time.
Interesting.
So don't say that we didn't warn you because we're about to
give some hella spoilers.
Okay.
Okay.
So
go ahead.
To give a quick synopsis, after an Alaskan town is plunged into darkness for a month, it is attacked by a bloodthirsty gang of vampires.
First of all, me in a gang of vampires win. I so desperately want to be part of a vampire gang. I'm just waiting. If you're a true, real vampire out there, I need you to find your way to my way. Because I'm trying to wear...
Go to NOLA. I'm sure you'll find
I believe it. I really do believe
I love
that there's something out there.
I always talk about the vampire bar at NOLA because, number one, it was the only, like... I mean, I had a fun time at NOLA, but it's, like, something that you can't get out of your head, you know? And I went with my brother and my sister, and I was, like, underage at the time.
Interesting.
And they still let me in. And it was, like, really fun. And there were a lot of cats. And I was like, you know what?
I believe it.
This is real.
True. Okay.
But-
Well, with the synopsis being read, thank you. Jessica, what were your 3 for this movie? Your first impression, your favorite scene, and your favorite kill?
First impression, I watched it last night. When I was just telling them this before we started recording, but I had my sister start putting it on while I was like finishing some things in the living room. And I walk in and I'm like, that's Gina Nim.
That's Gina Nim. That's Gina Nim. I know him.
I literally, I was like, is that Josh? And she's like, yes.
Oh,
And I'm like,
Josh
oh my
Hartnett.
God.
He's so handsome in this. Okay, here it comes.
Fine as hell.
Yeah,
Fine
he's
as
very
I love
handsome in this
me-
movie.
I love me some Josh Hartnett.
Yeah,
He's
he's a good ass actor.
he is.
Love him.
And then also like the accents that we were just literally talking about. I was
Yeah.
like, is that the Alaskan accent?
The Alaskan bullworm. No,
If you know-
SpongeBob.
no, I know.
Okay.
I was about to say, if you know, you know.
Yeah. Okay.
Right.
Definitely.
That episode scared me. But anyway, overall, first impression, it was really creepy.
The vampires in this
just
are scary.
had a nightmare like 2 days ago because I ate ice cream, like chocolate ice cream before bed.
Why would you do that?
I know, because I wasn't thinking, and I'm really depressed right now.
I can tell.
Oh.
I can tell.
Anyway, I had a terrifying nightmare, and the vampires reminded me a lot of what happened in my nightmare. It was but you know what? Story idea.
Love hate the vampires in this movie because
They're creepy. I couldn't tell.
I feel like they're also pretty original.
They are really original. I was gonna say, I know last episode you were like, oh my god, you've never seen this movie, and I was like, no, but I know it's something about like vampires. But I forgot that I said that. And going into the movie, Adri was like, do you know what this movie's about? Like what kind of monster it is? And I was like, monster? Because in my mind I was like, oh, it's like a serial killer. I completely
that
forgot.
also would have been cool.
Completely forgot what this movie was about. Because again, I've never seen it. I've just
Yeah.
like heard of it or read of it.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, anyway, long story short, first impression, very creepy. I really liked the story, the plot, the acting
Yes.
was good on every single end.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Loved it.
My favorite scene, there is one, let me see. Okay.
Mm.
So, I forgot who it was towards the end, but he's like on this like, tractor snow.
Yes.
Like, that thing.
Snowplow.
Yeah. There
Is
we
that
go.
what they're called? Is that the word?
I
Is
think
that a
so.
word? I think that's what they're called.
Well,
Snowplows.
Yeah.
They literally push like giant. Yeah.
Things of snow.
Yeah.
But anyway, he was on that, and there were just a bunch of vampires like on it, but one gets trapped in a bear trap, and he's just like dragging him, and another one hops on top, and then he like breaks really fast or something like that,
And he
then
literally
just
rams him.
gets into like that. It looks like a chainsaw looking thing.
Yes.
I really liked that scene.
He's literally just killing vampires while staying inside his little plow.
And then right after that scene was also pretty crazy when he like blows the building up. Remember?
He blows the building.
He's
up?
like, I'm not getting eaten or whatever.
Oh.
And then
he's
you
like,
think
not on
he
my
dies
watch.
because he's literally less than a centimeter away from the bombs or whatever, dynamite, whatever. And he ends up not being dead, and then he eventually dies.
And then he eventually passes. R.I.P.
Or he gets his head smashed in
Yeah.
by the
That's crazy.
guy's boot.
Love.
My favorite kill.
There's a lot.
There's a lot, and like, but
And they're all good. Oh, personally, I like them. I think they're all good. Mm-hmm. Do you think vampires or a person? They're all good in my eyes.
I can't. There were so many that I can't think. I can't remember them all. But for some reason, the one that's like coming to my head is the little girl
The little girl.
at the.
Does she die?
The little vampire girl with the
Oh,
pigtails.
yes. She's
Yeah.
eating her dad. Someone. She's
Well, they
eating
didn't
someone.
recognize her. The town people didn't recognize her. They're like,
Oh,
"Who
they
was that?"
didn't.
And they were like, "I've never seen her before." So she was probably one of like.
Oh, what
She was
the
with the
fuck?
vampire
She was
pack.
with the gang.
Mm-hmm.
How young y'all be taking in?
Maybe they just
am I valid?
procreate.
Interesting. Ew. Little vampire children.
But yeah, she was kind of giving Abigail vibes to me.
You're so right.
Mm-hmm.
That's so true.
But yeah,
That was fun.
she was just.
That's true. Love.
Yeah.
Okay,
What about you?
my turn. My first impression, I watched this for the first time a very long time ago. I don't think I watched this when the movie came out, but I think I watched it maybe like 2010, 2011, around that time. Um, and I remember really liking it, and I remember actually being pretty scared of the vampires themselves because, like I said, they're pretty original looking and they're really creepy. And they do look very nightmarish. Like they look warped, if that makes sense, you know? And so I remember liking it, but I remember it leaving it on the back burner because I was a little scared of it. But then since then, I had watched it a few times, like showing friends and things like that, and it's come up. And the last time that I watched this before this weekend was maybe like 2020, 2021, around that time. And I love this movie. I love this movie. It's I know we always say it about a lot of different horror movies, but it's honestly like a little bit of a comfort film. I love a lot of vampire themed things. Almost anything and everything vampire themed, I'm obsessed with. But I really do think that out of all the vampire things that I've seen and the themes that I know of, this one, I don't know, it's just actually like one, it's actually scary, and I don't know. I think it's just really interesting, and I love it. It's really nice. I like this movie a lot. I love the setting and the theme. So I like the fact that it takes place in Alaska, where in real life there is actually a full month of like nothing but nighttime, which I don't know what I would, because they also get a full month of daytime, right? Is it a month or is it longer or short or something like that? Yeah.
I would be that person at the beginning of the movie where
You're trying to fly out.
where the girl was like, "Well, have fun in Seattle." That's me.
I'm the girl in Seattle.
If I live in Alaska and there's gonna be 30 nights without light,
And that's the
Seattle.
thing. I don't know if I would like to be.
I already have seasonal depression during the wintertime.
I know, and that's the thing. I don't.
I would kill myself before the vampires
don't.
get to me.
Oh, there you go. See, problem solved.
Oh.
I don't know if I would rather experience 30 days of night or if I'd rather experience 30 days of light, like daytime.
I know Avity would love the 30 dadays of light.
Of daytime, because she would be able to drive at all times.
Imagine her saying, "Oh my God, I'm driving at midnight." That'd be crazy.
Because she could see. Yeah. But anyway, so I really like the theme. So I like the fact that they kind of themed it over something that is actually real life. Obviously, that's a lot of themes for a lot of horror movies. But either way, I thought it was a cool take, because you were talking about how you could have thought that, oh, there's a serial killer on the loose, and what perfect time, but to do it literally like at nighttime where you're targeting people. But it's like, well, let's take it a step further and let's make them vampires, because literally vampires can only come out at night.
They're literally.
This is 30 Days of Night is literally
Disney
their
World for them.
Disney World. It's their wet dream. It's everything that they crave and wish that they had
and
all
they
year
have
round.
food.
Yeah.
Just walking around.
3 a.m. They're like, snack.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna walk around, find me a little snack.
Right.
So I really liked that. I like that we had that as a setting. The only complaint that I ever really had about this movie is that, as much as I love it, because it obviously took place in a course of a month, it felt like it only took place during one night, which I know that's kind of like odd, or it's, I guess, neither here nor there, because the whole movie is taking place during nighttime, but it's over the course of a month. But I feel like with the time lapse and everything, even what we get in the movie, it never felt like a course of a month. It felt a lot shorter than that. So that was my only thing. I wish maybe we could have gotten a little bit more drama in the in-betweens of nights. Like, because one scene we're on like day 17, and then the next scene we're like on day 29. And I'm like, oh, okay. So yeah, it's like, it's a whole thing. But that was really my only complaint. But yeah, I mean, that's really my only thing, my only takeaway. That was a complaint. My favorite scene, there was a bunch of scenes that I liked. I actually really, 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 really love the cinematography for this film, especially for it being in 2007, which is kind of saying a lot, respectfully.
That was the other thing. again, like there were so many thoughts going through my mind when I sat down to finally watch like the movie. And one of them was I think the first one was, wait, what year is this movie? Like was this movie filmed? And the first, like, I kid you not, 2007 was the first year that came to mind, and I was like, wait, but
crazy.
It's like low key. It's kind of
like it's good.
It's kind of giving like 2014 in a way, but then I was like, no, Josh is like,
very young. It's kind of I liked the whole theme. I thought it was really good. I really enjoyed a lot of these scenes. It was crazy. But I think there's two scenes that really stood out to me and that I kind of still thought about when I was writing the script is I really loved the where is it at? It's an overview shot of the entire town while the vampires are attacking the civilians or whoever. And it's literally just it kind of looks like a drone type shot, and it's overviewing the whole thing. And I think what I really liked about it is that it's nothing but snow, and you just see splotches of blood everywhere, and the vampires attacking like in this corner, in that corner, over here, over there, and it's just like a bunch of chaos happening on like this white blanket of just like snow.
I will say the montages of
really nice
of vampires attacking, because we get quite a few of those throughout the movie.
Yeah.
Those were pretty cool.
Intense. Yeah, I like them. I liked them a lot. And then if it's not that one, I did also really, really like the scene where they are, I think it's another vampire attack scene. Or no, yes, it's where it's about to be. It's where I guess they ended up catching that woman or that girl, and they have her walking up and down the thing, and she's yelling like, help, someone help me.
That one was, oh my gosh.
Immediately. And I loved seeing in the background on the roof, you can see one of the vampires like crawling, but it's completely blurred out, so you don't really see it unless you're kind of paying attention.
And then I think it was Josh's character that
was like, no, we're not going out there.
Look at the roofs behind her.
He was like, no, they're doing it on purpose. They're using her as bait.
On the vampire's part, low-key smart as hell.
Because people who are desperate to help other people are going to be like, hey, like, let's help you.
And then
he said no.
Another death that's coming to mind that actually I also liked was, I think his name was John Reese, the guy who lost his dogs.
Yes. Yeah, I didn't appreciate that scene.
Yeah, a lot of points taken. A lot of points taken off for that.
It's so sad. I didn't need to see the dogs die.
No.
Thank you.
Just like insinuated or
thanks.
Yes,
John Reese. Reese's death was pretty sad. But if I'm gonna have to choose a favorite kill, I'm choosing between two. And they're both vampires. One, I loved the one where they're in I don't know what it's called, the spinner.
Oh, yeah.
The spinner thing where he throws the vampire down there and he just immediately goes, and he like splots into nothing. And then the second one is like one of the more obvious ones and the more dramatic ones where, what is Josh Hartnett's Eben? Eben kills the main vampire by, what does he do? Stick his whole fist down his throat?
I don't know, but
not that man fisting him. That's crazy. I mean, he fisted him the other way around, but it's okay. But I was like, oh, interesting.
Period.
So he killed him, but then immediately all of the other vampires were like, so are you the head honcho now?
Right.
And I loved that. I loved that so much. And I was like, purr.
Yeah.
Did they end up killing the woman vampire?
Yes, he did. In a way, I think she did die.
Choke her? No. What did he do to her?
No. So Eben turned on the sun lamp.
Oh, this is true.
That burned her.
This is true.
And the head, Marlowe, I think, or I don't even know if they had names, but the head vampire was like, everything that gets destroyed must get like completely destroyed or whatever. And she's like, yes, I understand that. And he
kills her,
cracks her neck or something like that.
No, he bites into her.
Oh,
he kills her.
Okay.
And I was like, oh, how sweet. But let's go ahead and discuss the movie a little bit more because there are a ton of other scenes that I really, really liked. And I really just enjoyed. I don't know. I'm obsessed with Marlowe as a vampire. Yeah. Because one, he obviously seems the oldest. 2, manicure was eaten.
One of them.
3,
Go on.
oh, 3, like, I don't know. He just seems so, like, I don't know. He just seems so, like, sophisticated.
Yeah.
He's like, I know what I need. I know what my gang needs.
Period. One of them looked like straight up Keanu Reeves.
Yes. I need the long-haired one.
Yeah.
That's the one that I think died in the chamber thing, whatever that was in the, I don't know what they're called. Do you know what they're called?
The meat grinder.
Is it
looking thing?
It was a meat grinder looking thing, but I don't remember what they're called. They're in factories.
The girl, the vampire woman
The vampire lady.
with the sun lamp and everything.
Her name was Iris.
Yes, I thought she was Shawnee Smith for a second.
Oh, I can see that.
In like her Saw era, which
Yeah.
was quite literally,
I can
want to
see
say
that.
around that time. No, yeah.
Probably.
This-
They do kind of look similar.
Can I just say, Adri and I laughed so hard
Oh my God,
during
stop.
this scene because this scene happened, and I go, wait, and Adri goes, yeah, and we just started laughing so hard. But what's her name? The blonde lady.
Josh Hartnett's
Wife.
Stella.
Yes. Stella was driving the truck and Eben was in the passenger seat. Or something like, actually, I don't know. No, the other way around. My bad. Hold on, let me see, because I wrote it down.
There's driving involved.
Yes. Eben goes, fuck. I don't know who the fuck said this, okay? But basically they were both in this scene, and one of them goes, "Stop the truck." What? Stop the fucking truck.
Oh,
they get out.
Stella's driving, and
Yes.
Eben is the one that's like, stop the truck.
Yes. They get out.
He gets out.
Literally, the next piece of dialogue, she goes, "Get in the truck." He's like, "What?" She's like, "Get in the fucking truck."
It like goes like
"Hello?"
I just asked you to
was
stop so that I can
so-
get out.
No, but it was so funny because it was like literally just repeated. I don't
It's
know.
like repeated one after another.
Adri and I just
different.
like burst out laughing. It was really funny.
No, that makes sense. I think it's yeah, because he saw a vampire. Or
Yeah.
no, she saw the vampire. I think in the rearview mirror or something.
Yeah, but it was
Um,
just funny because it was like, "Stop the truck." What? Stop the fucking truck. And it's like, "Get in the truck." What? Get in the fucking truck. I don't know. You know
Yeah,
it was
kind
funny.
of redundant.
Yeah.
There's a scene that I like. That really I think I can't see the title on my phone, but hold on. Let me see if I can see it. There's a line in this movie that Marlowe says. He said, "There is no escape, no hope, only pain and hunger." And
Devoured.
immediately ate because Mateo and I were talking about it and we got really deep about it and stuff. And he was like, because if you kind of think about it, that line not justifies, but it what is it called? It fits.
Mhm.
It fits for both of them. Like
Yeah.
for pain, like there's no escape. You can't go anywhere right now because I mean, you're kind of trapped in this 30 days of night. There's only pain. No, only hunger and pain. It's like they're hungry, obviously, and there's going to be pain for them because
Right.
if they don't eat, then like they start shivering and dying and whatever. But it's also the same for them. Like they're really they're hungry to stay alive, and obviously they're going to have to go through some pain to kind of survive through all of this. And I was like, damn, all right, bars. And then there was another scene that we both really, really liked. Not to be, I'm gonna be that, but like it's funny because but one of the girls, the girl that they used as bait that was going up and down, and she's like,
Oh, yeah.
she's like, "Oh God," and he's like, "God,"
What?
and
There's
he's like,
no God.
he's like looking around, and I'm like, sassy.
Yeah.
He's like, "There is no God," and then he eats her.
Yeah.
And I was like, damn, kind of ate.
Quite literally.
Literally, he literally ate.
The scene with the guy and his dad, his elderly dad.
Oh
who,
my God, that
like-
was so sad.
my God.
I completely understand wanting to go after your
Yeah.
your loved one and kind of being like, but at that point, I'm like, he chose his fate.
I mean, did he? He wasn't like.
Yeah, he wasn't really not conscious, but he wasn't. Yeah, like he wasn't all
Yeah.
there. Oh, that was so sad. But
It
he kept
was.
yelling for his dad. Oh, that was so sad.
I loved this. I loved this part from the dialogue. I forgot. I think it was Stella. Stella's the blonde
Yes.
girl here.
Mm-hmm.
I think it was Stella who brought up the sun lamp idea.
Yes.
And someone else in the group was like, just
No.
because something stopped Bela Lugosi doesn't mean it can stop these things. And I thought it was so funny.
I love it.
But yeah, I love Bela Lugosi. R.I.P.
Yeah, I love the script writing for this movie.
Mhm.
I think it's written really well. I also just love the dialogue that we do get in this film. I don't know, they just have so many good lines.
There was another one that I really liked, and I'm pretty sure it was Marlo who said this.
Uh-huh.
And it was, "What a plague you are."
Oh. I'm getting that tattoo.
Bars.
There's just something about like old vampire dialect that's
they're
just so it eats, literally. But it's so funny.
What
Yeah.
a plague you are.
Like, what a diss.
I'm using that next time.
Like, yeah.
What a
plague you are. You are
You spread evil. You spread disease. You are a bitch, and I fucking hate you. Just kidding.
It continues to go.
Yeah.
No, yeah, I really do. Yeah, I don't know. I like this movie a lot.
Oh yeah.
There's a bunch of scenes that I really like. I thought the stranger was a like interesting character too, like the guy that they end up locking up, which I'm still kind of. Well, I'm not confused. Like I know, like I think they also technically used him as bait.
Yeah.
Because they were kind of like, you know, go.
Right.
Like go spread. And I like how he sounded obviously like a crazy person. So people were kind of like, okay, he's just a weirdo. Like he's a crackhead. Like don't listen to him. But I do like how bothered Jake was. I think it's Jake, which is Eben's brother. He was the only one catching on.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, because he's the youngest one, people are gonna be like, no,
you're
like,
just a kid.
Like you're just a kid. Like there's no such thing as vampires. And he's like, no, literally, like I think they're vampires.
You're hearing, but you're not listening.
Yeah, and I think, and I like the minimal kind of interactions that we get with the stranger, with him just being locked up in the cell, but he still had all of these lines. Yeah, they won't let me out. And then I kind of laugh whenever he Eben is like beating him up, and he's like what are they, or who are you with, or whatever the case is. And then he's like, they didn't take me.
He was so sad.
He was so upset. And then when Marlo finally came, he was like, I'm gonna take care of you now, and then he kills him.
and then Marlo says, they believe anything or something like that.
Yeah.
And I'm like, it's true.
It's very true.
We do believe everything.
Absolutely. We be eating it all up. But yeah, so there's just so many other good scenes in this. Like I don't really.
Okay.
Yes.
There's two more things I want to say.
Okay. And then you're done
Yes, and then I'm done
for the rest of the episode.
First one is, this is, I think, to me, a great example.
Personally.
Don't fry me for this if y'all think.
Don't shoot the messenger.
Yeah, if y'all don't think the same way. But I think this is a great example of a true tragic story.
Yes.
Because the main character, I mean, everyone in this story kind of has something bad going on, right? I mean, everyone does.
Kind of like everyone's dealing with their own shit.
But at the end of the day, of the 30 days, the main character sacrifices himself.
He really does, which is so insane. Yeah,
yeah,
it's very sad. Very sad.
So, and I don't know if it was just, I don't know what it was that for some reason, just the way this movie was written, I was like, this is a great example of a tragedy.
Oh, I love the tragedy in this movie, because not one, he just sacrifices himself, because he also could have had the choice to like take on the lead role of like leading the vampires to the next town, because I mean he was turned at that point, but instead he literally sat there and watched the sun rise with his wife and died in her arms. And I was like, so sad.
The second thing that I wanted to mention, has anyone seen Midnight Mass?
Oh, I've only ever seen like the first episode.
Okay. I binge watched it
I heard it's really good.
It's really good. You would really like it.
Okay, I'll start it again.
Give it another try. It does start off kind of like, what's going on? And I was this close to like just being like, did not finish it. But no, I gave it a shot. Really liked it. And if you have watched Midnight Mass, I think you could see some similarities to it. Isolated town, vampires. I don't
Well,
wanna,
that's about it.
I was gonna say I don't want to spoil it.
Oh, okay. Yeah, don't.
A specific person's death
Oh, okay.
and Eben's death are very similar.
Oh.
Especially with, I don't
Like
want
the whole mix of it.
basically that whole scene
Mhm.
and that other scene from the show. If you know what I mean.
Yes.
Yeah. Anyway,
Interesting.
so
Okay.
that's all I have so far. I'm sure
More will definitely pop up later, but I'm glad you brought that up because I love it.
Anything else?
No.
Okay.
You can feel it. That cold ain't the weather. That's death approaching.
Bars.
Period.
Love it.
Period.
All right, we're going to give credit where credit is due, and so we're going to get into the cast. All right, let me zoom in here a little bit. We got Josh Hartnett's fine ass. He plays Eben Olsen. We have Melissa George. She plays Stella Olsen. We have Danny Houston. Love him. Love him.
He does look very familiar.
I love him.
And I knew even in the movie, even with makeup and everything, I was like, he looks so familiar.
Yes, he's very handsome.
Very.
He plays Marlowe, who is the head vampire. We have Ben Foster, who's a stranger. He's the guy locked up in the cell. We have Amber Sansbury. She plays Denise.
Oh, that was another. Okay, I looked away for a second during the scene with Denise and the other two workers. They were about to play rock, paper, scissors with whose house they were about to go to.
Yes.
I literally look away for a second. And all I see is just, but that's the thing, because I think Adri also missed it. And I was like, wait, did he get sucked up? Like, did he get like pulled away? Or did someone literally just like go, like run straight into him?
And
she was like, I think he was pulled away.
Yeah,
And I was like,
they pulled him away. And it was so funny.
Yeah.
It wasn't funny, but it was funny because of the way that he just disappeared.
Yeah.
I loved it. Yes, so she plays Denise. Then we have Mark Randall, who plays Jake Olsen. We have Mark Boone Jr., who plays Bo Bauer. Then we have, is it Manu Bennett, who plays Billy Kitka? Which is Billy the one that drove Stella from the airport or to the airport? Is he
the other cop who killed his
I think so.
family?
Which I was like, yo, that's crazy. He said, they're not about to die on vampire hands. They're going to die by my hands.
That's
which
crazy.
I think that's an interesting choice.
That's
but okay.
a very interesting choice.
But go ahead, sir. Then we have Megan Franick, I think. She plays Iris. We have Andrew Stalin.
She could play Wednesday Addams.
Sure.
Wednesday Addams.
Morticia.
Yes, there we go. She's very pretty.
Andrew Stalin, who plays Arvin, which he looked creepy as hell. He was one of the vampires. Then we have Camille Keenan, who plays Kristen Toomey. Craig Hall, who plays Wilson Belosin. Interesting. Elizabeth McRae, who plays Helen Munson. I want to say that was the grandma, but I could definitely be wrong.
She could be the grandma, but I thought Helen was the diner lady.
Oh, that could also be
I could
right.
be wrong.
No, that sounds right. Then we have Min Wendell, who plays Allie Rice.
Reese.
I think. Then we have Schick Littlewood, who plays Isaac Boluson. Oh, are those the brothers? Yes.
The dad and son?
Yes, the dad and son. And then we have Grant Tilley, who plays Gus Lambert. He was cool. Nathaniel Leese, who plays Carter
Davies.
Yes, which his death was sad.
Was so sad.
Very sad. Very sad. He just took him to the back.
And I knew something was up.
That little girl scratched him or bit him or something like that.
But there was this scene where he was like looking, he was like laying down and he was like looking like this. And I was like, something's wrong.
Something's wrong here. Yeah. And then, they just took him to the back. And then we have Joel Tobeck, who plays Doug Hertz. Very heavy cast. Very good actors.
Very good.
They all ate. It was nice. Yeah,
Literally, metaphorically,
all the things. I
all the
loved
good
it.
stuff.
Okay, your turn.
All right. Well, let's get into some reviewers.
Mm.
Some reviews. 30 Days of Noche.
I like the title.
And there's a second part to this, no?
Yes.
Right?
There is.
Yeah.
Yes, there is.
Called Dark Days, or like
Yeah.
30 Days of Night, Dark Days.
Yes. Speaking oh, go ahead.
Go ahead.
I was just gonna say, speaking of monsters and nighttime and all that stuff, I think they finally put 28 days later on streaming service, which is a big thing.
I know
because it was missing for an entirety of.
It was, and there's still they're still on people on Twitter saying like it's still really rare to find a physical copy of 28 Days Later, and I'm like,
Not for me though.
Not for me though.
Found it. Go ahead.
But anyway, yes, reviews. I actually briefly, I didn't read all of them, but before we started the movie, I was like looking just to see what people rated it. There's a lot of good ratings.
Love.
Matt, 3.5 out of 5, liked it, got a real soft spot for this as it's patient and stylish rather than hyperactive, as well as being quite amusingly vicious and very goopy.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think I could agree.
Eric gave it a 4.5 out of 5. This movie absolutely goes off. I don't care what anyone says. Eat my ass. Oh my god.
Interesting words. Absolutely
Interesting
agree
choice
though.
of words.
Yes.
Patrick, 2.5. Not a great movie, but some A+ heads getting chopped off with Axis.
Agree with the chopping of heads. Disagree with the not good movie part.
Oh my god, this one's so funny. Mikey, 2.5. First ever straight vampire movie.
It is pretty straight, a little bit.
You don't see a lot of
even the main couple.
Yeah, you don't see a lot of leebie-jeebie.
But that's okay.
Theo, 3 stars. These vampires are not the sexy kind, but Josh Hartnett, so hot. I mean,
Some of the vampires were okay.
The Keanu Reeves looking one?
Yeah, he was
Would.
nice. Main vampire.
I would actually, now that I think about it.
Yeah, like he was pretty handsome.
Franco, 3.5 out of 5. Liked it. Snow plus blood. And then this emoji.
the
3 of those.
clapping emoji.
Big fan of the isolated location. Same. The aerial shot of the chaos overtaking the town is incredible.
I'm telling you, it's beautiful.
And I know exactly which scene because it also stuck with me.
Yes, it's so nice. Whoever chose to film it that way, hope you got a raise.
Kylo, 3.5. Josh Hartnett fighting vampires? Sign me up. Boy, these were the ugliest vampires I have ever seen too. A pretty good horror movie. All in all, loved the premise and setting. So cold and dreary. Pretty gruesome. It dragged a bit as it went on, but still a good watch.
Interesting.
It
It is so good. One more.
Yes, one more.
Yeah. What's like the overall rating for like this movie?
I think it was like a 3.1 maybe. Let me see.
Yeah, I was like, I feel like this is a movie that people
3.1
can easily say.
out of 5.
Yeah, like can easily say that they have their
find one
legit
more.
reasons to not like it, but I think it's
This
a
one's
pretty good
funny.
movie.
Aurora. I don't know how to pronounce that name in English. I'm going to be so honest. Aurora?
Aurora?
I can't. 3.5. I think I'd be more disturbed by the cold weather than the vampires.
Oh, absolutely. The time where they were getting like a blizzard type snow storm, and they were like, okay, right now is the time because we can hide like in the snow.
Wait, one more. This
Just
one's
insane.
funny. They just have like a star as their name, but they gave it a 2.
Interesting.
I waited the entire film for Josh Hartnett to walk through my screen and arrest me, and it never happened.
Ah, that's funny.
I can understand your disappointment.
Yeah, true. Yes, he is very handsome. He looks very young in this. Very nice. All right, let's go ahead
right.
and push the episode a little bit further. We're gonna play a little game, okay, that we like to call
Would you rather? Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. For this, would you rather experience a month of a whole month of night and fight off vampires in that month, or have to lure your family and friends into the vampires? So the vampires caught you, and you have to use them as bait, or they're using you as bait,
Right.
and to lure in people. So let's say like you go out there and your family's like,
I'm like, help! I need somebody help, and not just anybody. I choose to experience a month.
And have to fight off vampires?
I choose to experience 30 days of night and fight off vampires because I have a savior complex. I have a God
you
complex.
think you would be able to survive the month?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I think I would.
Which, I'm so sorry, real quick. Maybe I misunderstood or like something, but when Eben turned into one of them, he said, "I can smell your blood," right? Did he say that? Or someone said that?
I don't remember.
I'm 98% sure.
Oh, maybe
he said that.
maybe Carter said that. The guy that he took out back to kill.
Maybe. But the thing is like, because that's another thing with vampires, también, is that they can smell
they can smell
blood. Or they can sense blood. But what's interesting is that they never, when they were hidden in what's his name's like attic or whatever basement, I'm like, I wonder why they didn't just smell them.
Smell them out.
Yeah.
Maybe there was a bunch of dead bodies everywhere that it kind of just masked different smells, you know?
True.
But, oh my gosh. Funny, not funny, funny when Josh Hartnett kills one of the vampires when he goes out looking for the guy who's looking for his dad. And a vampire ends up getting tangled in the swing.
Yeah,
and then he just chops up his head.
That's
was that Reese?
John Reese.
Oh,
I
okay.
think it's John or Jacob.
One of those.
One of those names.
Yes. It was sad. Oh yes, because he ends up
like
he was like, my legs hurt,
yeah.
and he's like crawling out from underneath the house.
Yes, I knew. I was like, I don't trust him.
I was like, you leave him down there. Yeah. You leave him underneath the house because there's no need. Yes, that kill was funny. Anyway, I think I'm going to choose because so here's my thing, right? So fight off vampires for a whole month, but I also have to experience nighttime for a whole month, right? Also, what like luring my family and friends into vampires, using them as bait, I would like to think and give credit to my loved ones that they're smart enough to know when I'm being used as bait. So it's more so like, save yourself. I'm with the vampires.
Right.
They done claimed me. Yeah. I'm good. What I'm hoping is that they'll turn me at some point. You know what I mean?
That's what the stranger thought.
Yeah, I guess so.
And look what happened to him.
He died. I was like, you didn't even give him anything? You didn't try to give him some blood or nothing?
Here's the thing. If I am ever in a situation where I'm being held against my will, held against my whatever, I'm being used as bait, and for my family, in order for my family to know that what I'm saying is not real, or I wonder, what would you say for your
for there to be
for your family,
for my family to understand that I'm being used as bait and that I'm not asking, I'm not truly asking for help.
What would you say?
I think
horror movies are so bad.
Yeah, I would say help. Haunt was the worst Halloween movie ever made.
Okay.
Knowing damn well I'm obsessed. Or help, A24 is the worst production company ever created.
Okay.
You know?
Right.
Like something that's so obvious and so off that's like...
Right. Mine would be help.
Help. Mama, there's a man behind you.
Mine would be help. I am so good at math. I definitely know what 8 times 17 is.
Oh.
And then someone would be like, what is it? I'm like, I'm screwed.
Shoot me, because I don't know.
No, mine would be
help. One Direction
Help.
was the worst boy band
Yeah.
ever created.
I never liked One Direction.
Yeah.
Don't take that as you know
Don't chop that up and put it on TikTok.
right.
Because they'll come for you.
They will. No.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
I were to hope that my family would know the
Help.
difference.
I'm not a cat person.
That's true. Knowing that my cats probably didn't survive the vampire.
Oh no, they're being shipped to. They're being
shipped
flown
to
to
Seattle.
Seattle.
Flown to
Mhm.
Seattle is crazy. I think I'm going to choose. Yeah, I think I'm going to choose to experience the 30
days of night.
30 days of night
Same.
and fight off the vampires for that month. Because I'm going to believe in my abilities and try and get myself captured so I can be turned.
Right.
Yeah. So it's like what's the saying? Can't beat them, join them. Something like that, right? I'm going to use that.
Sure.
I'm going to join them.
All right.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
Hold on.
Ah,
Oh, wait. Okay, it is.
go ahead.
All right. Well, let's go ahead and rate this movie before we end the episode. Now, this is a horror movie, so we will have our 2 scales of satisfactory and scary. Just because a horror movie is good does not always mean it is scary, and vice versa.
Bars.
Period. So, Monica.
Hi.
Hi. What would you rate this movie?
Scary scale, I'm giving it a good 6.5, 7. Mostly because the first time that I watched it, I was actually pretty scared. Second, I actually really enjoyed the I don't know if prosthetics, I assume. I really liked the way the vampires looked. It was really nice. I really liked all of the gore and the blood that we got. And I also think it looks a lot more intense because it's during winter,
Right.
It's just splattered up against snow and stuff. So it's really fun. So I'm giving it a good 6.5, 7. And then satisfactory, I'm giving this a good 9 out of 10. My only takeaway is I got to see dogs die. Sad.
Mm-hmm.
And second is just because I wanted maybe just a little bit more drama, but it's also a 2007 movie, so they were more focused on the aspect of gore and horror,
Right.
which is cool. So
A lot of good movies around that time.
Yeah.
A lot.
same. So yeah, those are mine. What about you?
Scary, 5.5.
Okay,
The vampires really threw me off.
I know.
Very much.
I love
Very unique.
these. Don't glitter.
These don't sparkle.
These don't sparkle and glitter.
Uh-uh.
They don't look like what is it called? Glitter bombs.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like you said, the makeup, the prosthetics.
Yeah.
Were all really good. Very creepy. A lot of blood, which we always like. Yeah, very creepy. Quite literally something out of a nightmare.
Yeah.
Satisfactory.
The true question.
7.5.
Okay.
8. 7.5, 8.
Okay. I need to own this movie.
Minus a lot of points for the dogs. Y'all know me. Y'all know me. Minus 5 points for the dogs.
Minus 5 points.
Plus 2 points for Josh.
Josh. Oh, because he died.
Huh? I said plus just for being
Oh,
Josh.
plus.
Plus.
Adding.
We're adding.
Got it.
We're subtracting and then we're adding.
And then we're adding again. Okay, I understand.
But yeah. So
Okay.
that's me.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fun.
Yeah.
Well, that is pretty much the end of this episode of 30 Days of Night. We're already at the end of this episode. So this is where we get to tell you how appreciative and how much we love every single one of you who listen. But if you like today's episode and you've never seen 30 Days of Night, well, you can watch it for free on Pluto TV with ads. Or you can rent it for about $3.99 on pretty much all of the other streaming services, like Prime, Amazon Prime, YouTube, Google Play Movies, Vudu, and Apple TV. I rented it on Prime, but I need to own this movie. I'm obsessed with it. Thank you guys again for tuning in and listening and always supporting us. If you would like to continue to follow us and support us, our summary description will be in... I said that wrong, didn't I?
I don't know.
I did. You just looking at me like, yeah, girl.
Yeah. It's past my bedtime.
We truly appreciate all of you. And if you want to keep up with us, all of our social media will be in the summary description. Thank you.
Bars. Yes. And
repeated and said.
With that being said,
yes.
Please, we beg you.
We beg you for the love of God.
Tune into next week's episode where we throw it back a little bit.
Throw it back. Hey, throw it back.
We will be throwing it back.
In the next
Clickbait.
episode.
I'm just kidding.
Clickbait. That's twerking. Don't nobody want to see all that.
To the 80s.
Your favorite era.
My favorite. Y'all know this. Where we talk about the 1984 movie Gremlins.
Yeah. And it's like the perfect Christmas movie.
Yeah.
I'm so excited. Yeah. Again, last time I watched this was a few years ago, but I'm so ready to watch it again. You've never seen it?
I've never seen it.
Oh my God. You're finally going to understand why we can't give you water and why we can't get you wet. Take that out of context.
All right.
Well, that's where this ends.
Okay. See you guys next week. No, but
I need to buy a little gremlin plushie, both the one before and after it's wet. It sounds so wrong.
Okay.
That's what she said.
All right. Well, I'm excited.
I'm surprised you've never seen it. I'm honest. I'm truly...
Blame Adri.
What?
Yeah.
Does she not own it? She doesn't like it?
She hasn't. I'm pretty sure she's never watched it.
Interesting. Oh, y'all definitely have to watch this. It's a classic. I would consider it a classic. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
I see it everywhere.
I think I will say it's been I think I only watched the second part once. I need to rewatch that one. I might do that because I don't remember which one I like better. Go ahead.
All right.
Oh, wait, no, it's my turn.
Oh, yeah, I was going to say.
It's my turn. Well, before we end the episode, Jessica, I have to ask you a very important question regarding the 2007 film 30 Days of Night. Did you think that this week's movie was a movie?
It was.
I thought it was a movie.
Was a movie.
I liked it a lot.
I really enjoyed watching it. I think the setting of me watching it last night, which it was night time already. We were all, and by all, it's just Adri and I, but we were bundled up in our blankets. Adri was zoning in and out of her sleep.
Yep.
So I was honestly just stuck watching it by myself, and it was really creepy.
It was
really creepy.
Obsessed.
So yeah,
I love that for you.
This week's movie was a
movie. Okay. Well, there you guys have it. Thank you guys so much again for tuning in. We've been your host, Monica.
And Jess.
Stay safe.
And stay
spooky. Oh my God, me.
Oof, that was scary. I can't wait to come back next week.